Hey there, welcome back once again. Joe Wells here, MLETI.com. Today's training section we're going to call a training rant. What's a training rant, you ask? Well, quite simply, I've been teaching at the police academy for quite some time, and especially when I teach recruits, I find that I get pretty adamant and pretty animated about a couple of points I try to make, especially when I get some resistance. And this next topic is something that was impressed upon me when I went to the pre-basic academy over 20 years ago, and I thought it was a good idea. So I try to continue that with my students I have now, and just keep that chain going. But I'm rather surprised at some of the kickback I get. So I've developed this little training rant, which is funny because some people I taught 10, 15 years ago still recall this little ordeal. So I guess it's actually pretty effective at some points, huh? But the training rant starts off like this, as something every police officer should own is one of these. What's this, you ask? Quite simple. It's a law book. Okay. Now, it seemed like common sense to me that we're police officers, we're going to be working with the law, so we should have one of these. It's a great little tool. It's pretty much all of our instructions for our job are right here on the pages. So this, to me, is a necessity, and it's common sense. But I can't believe the amount of flack I get for it and the amount of resistance I get when I talk to the new recruits about this. Now, the first thing I usually hear is, I don't need one of those, Joe, because my department gives me a law book. Okay, first of all, break character for a split second. This is old. My new copies are in the squad car. Okay, they're in my duty bag, actually, but these are laying around the office. But when they say that my department gives me a law book, this is not a law book. This is a pocket guide, meant for quick reference, ease of use, so forth. Everything in here doesn't fit in here. It's that simple, that easy. So if you have one of these, it's a great tool, but it doesn't equal one of these. Okay? Quick example. When in order to fit all the information into here, what do they have to do? I can do it randomly here. Open this up. Section omitted. Another page. Section omitted. Section omitted twice on this page. So real quick, you see right there that as you have the sections omitted, it's because pretty much this is a big book, this is a little book, common sense, everything in here doesn't fit in there. So this is a good guide to have. This right here is a necessity. The second thing I hear, especially kids today and their toys, their electronic toys, I hear a lot of people saying, well, you know what, Joe, I got a cell phone. I'll just look up what I have to on the internet. Okay, yes, I'm a technological person myself. I play on the web. I have everything else. I'm not an idiot when it comes to stuff like that. But that does not work. Very simply. Yes, again, it's a quick reference guide. But very simply put, if you're looking up a statute, someone's yelling at somebody else and giving them a hard time, what's that called? Okay? You have to know the exact keywords you want to scan. Harassment, intimidation, whatever you have to look up. And once you look up that one thing, what happens? You get one little paragraph. Okay? It may not expound on anything else. And just the ease of speed, okay? Now, a simple example here. Let's go 91963, the simple headlight code. Let's find that real quick. Grab your cell phone and go, okay? I'll race you. Start off here, section 11, section 10, section 9, 930, 929, 925. Have you got your web server up yet? Are you browsing yet? Let's see, here we go, 919.5, 919, hey, there we go, right there. 91963. Probably before you got your website up, right? And like I mentioned before, there's just no replacement for a good old-fashioned book on some of these things. You look up a statute, we want to know about a headlight, all right? If you look that up on your electronic device, what happens? You get the headlight statute. Now, I'm looking here at the headlight statute. I've got the headlight statute, and then there's something next to it. I can scan. I can look down and say, oh, you know what? Maybe this statute fits better because I have 3 or 4 things lined up back to back to back. I can look at an entire page and just scan it very quickly and see, oh, maybe it's better off for a reflector. Maybe it's about the illumination. So these statutes all combined, it's just very much easier to use a full-size law book instead of your electronic device. So that's the first couple things we get for usually for some resistance. The final thing is probably my biggest pet peeve at all. People say, gee, Joe, I'd like to buy myself a law book, but they're expensive. Oh, brother. I know we're police officers, and I know we don't make the most money in the world, but especially for recruits, okay? Let me ask you, have you bought that flashlight with 6.9 billion lumens? Do you have a backup flashlight and a backup to your backup flashlight? Yes, illumination is important. Do you have a duty knife that can cut through a car door? If you take apart the stuff you buy as far as your equipment, what you're going to call your equipment, you say, gee, Joe, that stuff I need to do my job. Okay, in 20 years, I've never seen somebody cut through a car door. Okay, yes, that's a great tool to have, but let's be honest, it's a toy. All right, you should prioritize a bit. A couple of those extra toys can wait a while, and you can pick up one of these for the price of one of those toys. This right here is an investment in your career. This right here is a necessity on daily use, okay, on daily life and police work. We talk about how these are used. I haven't seen somebody have to cut through a car door ever, but the law book in our sergeant's office at work is tattered and worn. We get a new one in there, and it gets used left and right every week. So this right here is a necessity. The final thing I want to impress upon you about a law book, once you get one, read it. Sounds stupid, sounds simple, but I've had people before, they say, hey Joe, I listened to what you said, I got a law book, and they reach in the duty bag, they pull out this book that's wrapped in plastic. How long you had that? 2 months, and it's still in plastic? Come on, you got to do better than that. I make no qualms and no effort whatsoever to hide the fact that one of my most successful training programs that I teach online and also in person, I do a lot of seminars on it every year, is called Tools in the Toolbox. And I make no attempt to hide that this right here is a toolbox and these are the tools. Basically, for this training program that I teach, I essentially take the laws and read them to you. We go over them step by step by step and see how they're implemented in the field. And that's the extent of my course. That's something you can do right now with your own law book. If you read the law book, you learn the tools of the trade, how you can use probable cause for traffic stops, how different nuances, different laws work, you can do a lot better at your job. And that's what it's all about right there, to make sure that we're out there doing law enforcement the proper way and doing things right. So that ends my rant. If you get the point, you should buy one of these. Please, please, please. I like to see police officers who are actually up to speed in the law, who are actually up to speed in their job. And this right here is one of those tools we need to do that job. So please, pick up a law book. Again, you see I've got the actual blacked out the brand name. Nobody pays for this advertisement. This is stuff I paid for on my own. There's not an advertisement. This is something I paid for on my own. And I've been doing for 20 years now. So make sure you keep yourself up to speed. Give yourself all the resources you possibly can. And that main resource is the law book. So thus ends the training rant for today. All right. Once again, thanks a lot for tuning into my training programs. I really enjoy doing these programs for you. If you can, please go to Facebook, like my page, go to YouTube, subscribe to my channel, let your friends know about it. We'll try to expand as we go along. Once again, training videos every Monday, Cop Talk every Thursday. I appreciate you tuning in. Thanks a lot. Be safe, and we'll see you next time.